it?
Yes, it is.
I'm here to see Mr. Whiteside. Will you tell him Michelle that it's here?
Lorraine! My blossom girl!
Sherry, my sweet. Oh, darling. Look at that poor, sweet, tortured face. Let me kiss it. Oh. You poor darling. Your eyes have a kind of gallant compassion. How drawn you are. Sherry, my sweet, I want to cry.
All right. You've made a very nice entrance, dear. Now relax.
But Sherry, darling, I've been so worried, and now seeing you in that chair.
This chair fits my fanny as nothing else ever has. I feel better than I have in years, and my only concern is news of the outside world. So take that skunk off and tell me everything. How are you, my dear?
Oh, darling, I'm so relieved. You look perfectly wonderful. I never saw you look better. Oh, my dear, do I look a wreck?
Oh.
I just dashed through New York, didn't do a thing about Christmas. Hattie Carnegie and had my hair done and got right on the train. And the Normandy coming back was simply hectic. Fun, you know, but simply exhausting. Jock Whitney and Cary Grant and Dorothy DeFrazzo.
Ew.
It was too exhausting. And of course, London before that was so magnificent, my dear. Well, I simply never got to bed at all. Darling, I have so much to tell you. I don't know where to start.
Well, start with the dirt first, dear. That's what I want to hear.
Oh, well, let me see. Sybil Cartwright got thrown right out of Ciro's.
Oh?
It was the night before I sailed. She was wearing one of those new cellophane dresses, and you could absolutely see Trafalgar Square. Before I forget, Beatrice Lilly gave me a message for you.
Oh.
She says for you to take off 25 pounds right away and send them to her by parcel post. She needs them.
I'll pack them in ice. Now, come dear, what about you? What about your love life? I don't believe for one moment that you never got to bed at all, if you'll pardon the expression.
Sherry, dear, you're dreadful.
What about that splendid bit of English mutton, Lord Bottomley? Haven't you hooked him yet?
Sherry, please. Cedric is a very dear friend of mine.
Now, Blossom girl, this is Sherry. Don't try to pull the bedclothes over my eyes. Don't tell me you wouldn't like to be Lady Bottomley with 100,000 pounds a year and 12 castles. By the way, has he had his teeth fixed yet? Every time I order Roquefort cheese, I think of those teeth.
Ow! Sherry! Really?
Well,
Cedric may not be brilliant, but he's rather sweet, poor lamb, and he's very fond of me. And he does represent a kind of English way of living that I like. You know what I mean?
I do indeed.
No, really, Sherry, why not? If I can marry Cedric, I don't know why I shouldn't. Shall I tell you something, Sherry? I think from something he said just before I sailed that he's finally coming around to it. It wasn't definite, mind you, but don't be surprised if I am Lady Bottomley before very long!
Lady Bottomley.
Oh.
Won't Kansas City be surprised? However, I shall be a flower girl and give the groom an iron toothpick as a wedding present. Come ahead, my Blossom. Let's hear some more of your skullduggery.
Mr. Whiteside?
What? No, not now. I'm busy.
Who's that?
He's fixing the plumbing. Now, come on. I want more news.
But Sherry, what about this play? After all, I've come all the way from New York, even on Christmas Eve. I've been so excited ever since your phone call. Where is it? When can I read it?
Well, here's the situation. This young author, his name is Bert Jefferson, brought me the play with the understanding that I send it to Kit Cornell. It's a magnificent part, and God knows I feel disloyal to Kit. Oh.
Yeah.
But there you are. Now, I've done this much. The rest is up to you. He's young and attractive. Now, just how you'll go about persuading him, I'm sure you know more about than I do.
Oh, darling, how can I ever thank you? Does he know I'm coming? Mr. Jefferson, I mean.
Oh, no. You're just out here visiting me. You'll meet him, and that's that. Get him to take you to dinner and work around to the play. Good God, I don't have to tell you how to do these things. How did you get all those other parts?
Oh, Sherry! Well, I'll go back to the hotel and get into something more attractive. I just dumped my bags and rushed right over here. Darling, you're wonderful.
All right, run along and get into your working clothes. Then come right back here and spend Christmas Eve with Sherry, and I'll have Mr. Jefferson on tap. By the way, I've got a little surprise for you. Who do you think's paying me a flying visit tonight? None other than your old friend and fellow actor, Beverly Carlton.
Really? Beverly. I thought he was being glamorous again on a tramp steamer.
Come, dear. Mustn't be bitter because he got better notices than you did.
Don't be silly, Sherry. I never read notices. I simply wouldn't care to act with him again, that's all. He's not staying here, is he? I hope not.
Oh, temper. No, he's not. Where did you get that diamond clip, dear? That's a new bit of loot, isn't it?
Ooh, haven't you seen this before? Cedric gave it to me for his mother's birthday. She was simply furious! Look, darling, I've got a taxi outside if I'm going to get back.